The dog pound will be barking as EA Sports is pleased to join you from the always raucous Cleveland Browns Stadium in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns.
The NFL season has hit high gear and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
Right to the air is Jackson.
Able to shake him off. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Forced out to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You look at this Browns defense.
They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Jackson. The short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there.
With his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon.
Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You look at this Baltimore defense, and they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Levis now off of play action. He's going to look deep for more. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Levis. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And it's fielded at the 34. Pushing through the contact. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Nice job there on the tackle, keeping him in the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When there's extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Going for it, it's Mitchell. And he will have the
a first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Here's Jackson to throw.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Jackson.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain there of 30 big ones.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Now it's Jackson. Take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Ravens have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened them up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Levis to throw off play action.
He'll buy some time right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Play action now. Levis
On the move to his left.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
I have to admit I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Levis back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
But they go play action. Here's Levis.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Slot man moves right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
2nd and 3 from the 9. Levis to throw it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Levis sets up to throw here.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
They'll pitch it out to Mitchell.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
From the gun, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right.
That is caught.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10.
To throw is Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. From the 21, here's the second down and 6. Off the play fake, Levis.
And this is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Levis looking to throw.
And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now we get to see the punter, Corliss Waitman.
.37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
He'll get that out wide to Duvernay.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw. Mitchell. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
Tucker's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Levis. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now again, it's Levis looking to throw it. Right back to Njoku. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Levis. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. They work now on 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
From the gun, it's Jackson. The 20, 10, and all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 44 yards. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Tucker with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
24, Browns nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Levis from the gun. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Levis on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Levis now on 1st and 10. Going down the middle, and it's complete. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. First and 10. Here's Levis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Levis. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Ravens are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. First and 10, it's Levis.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Levis throwing again on second down.
And he knocks the ball away that falls incomplete.
A lot of incompletions on first and second down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Levis back to throw.
And that is taken in by Njoku. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let him get upfield about 10 yards and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a first down.
Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here.
That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Levis now on 2nd down.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 26. A good pickup there at 22.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Levis sets up to throw here. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Change it.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Jackson.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson.
That is caught.
And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
The slot man in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And Jackson throwing once more.
They'll run the screen with Mitchell.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now we change it.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
On the counter, Mitchell. And bulldozing his way through. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 58 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
2nd down and 3 with right around 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3's all around. Mitchell. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have opened the lead up to 30. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Browns nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it. And you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Jackson. Screen play setting it up for Mitchell. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. Jackson now. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Now a handoff inside. It's Jackson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
One more, ready?
He'll get that out wide to Duvernay. Down inside the 10.
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Devin Duvernay.
26 yards.
And the Ravens add on to their fourth quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
19, Tiger.
Levis to throw it.
Down. The Ravens able to get to him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you use the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure. As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Desperation time now. Here's Levis.
And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now a give, it's Jackson. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Tucker's kick is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one.
And quickly, they get to the line.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run it again with Chubb.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something we're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
A gain of 32 that time. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that...
Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown. A great effort there. A touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air. And the Browns get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Joseph connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Greg Joseph to kick off for Cleveland.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
They're on the 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Second down and 8.
They run with Jackson out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
On the give, here comes Jackson. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken at the 15. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On first down, Levis.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Levis looking to throw.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
3rd and short. It's Levis. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.